I'm Lewis. They call me the Doctor, and I'm Admiral of the starship Odyssey. Not really the quietest of lives. With Captain Puto,
Commander Jimber, Colonel Phoenix,
Chief Mitchell, and the rest of the crew, we warp to new worlds. Serving as Starfleet's youngest crew by day, making 24th century trouble by night.
Our flotilla builds allies and rights wrongs for a voyage to reclaim our home at Unity 1.
But space is the final frontier, and this is our Star Trek.
Live long and prosper.
Centurion Milana, you have failed in your duty as agent of the Romulan Star Empire. There can only be one sentence.
Senators, I request the right of statement.
You may speak as long as you like. We will hear your explanation for this embarrassment, and the conclusion, sentence will pass.
Who are the Romulans? Those who march beneath the Raptor's wing? Proud, cunning, devious. We who call ourselves Ryhanzu, we are the Lost Vulcans. And that is where both our stories begin. The planet Vulcan. For you, thousands of years ago. For me, the other day. Vulcan. It was hot. Hot in any place that supports life has a right to be. But this is the first alien world humans made contact with. And now I was making contact with it.
There goes that shuttle.
What are we going to do now, Admiral?
Looks like local wildlife is taking an interest in us now. Run. You're right.
What is it?
You've been poisoned. And I destroyed that creature with my phaser. No cure from there. Lewis to Odyssey, come in. Atmospheric interference. One of the plants around here must have a sap I can use to treat your wound. Stay here.
The Admiral of the fleet crept along the plain of blood. I didn't understand. I appeared to be the lowliest of crew members, and yet he risked his life when any Romulan would have abandoned me.
Sap of raw Peltarok is poisonous. Live long and prosper.
Thanks. What's your name?
Stan, I perceived a craft impact the forge not far from me.
We crashed. Some sort of malfunction. A limata poisoned my companion.
Indeed, then we have little time.
Her name is Melchov, from a planet called Kresgon.
Chola leaf soothes the wound. Paralysis should heal in time.
Lewis to Odyssey.
We can barely read you, Lewis. What's your status?
I'm fine, but crewman Melichov needs medical attention. Can you beam us up?
You're surrounded by electromagnetic interference. I don't think Tanya can safely transport more than one person.
Get Mel out of here. Make sure she gets medical attention. I'll try and make it to the nearest city.
Acknowledged. Good luck.
Rest and meditation would be logical. She appeared to recover very quickly for an alien. Curious.
Do you know a way back to Shikar?
I shall guide you to our capital. Night falls soon, and the forge holds dangerous dunes.
Dangerous Dunes? That's totally going to be the title of this mission report.
As I recovered up on the ship, Ston took Lewis across the forge. He might have seemed stoic and lifeless, but the Vulcans suppress their emotions and dedicate themselves to logic, for good reason.
This planet's communication net picked up a transmission a few weeks ago. Starfleet ordered my ship to come and collect it so we can decode its meaning.
I am a humble hermit, Admiral. Galactic affairs do not concern me.
You just live here in the forge?
During a time of awakening, this was a nuclear wasteland. Our ancestors gave in to their passions, much as we deny ours.
Everyone thinks the Vulcan is a bastion of peace. What happened after the ancient wars?
A scholar named Surak introduced the concept of reality truth, what you consider logic. Surak teaches that emotional serenity comes hand in hand with emotional control. Infinite diversity in infinite combinations.
So what, the whole planet became peaceful overnight?
Quickly, yes, but not instantly, for some Vulcans rejected Surak.
Who?
Those who walk beneath the raptor's wing. If you will allow, I can show you. My mind to your mind, your thoughts to my thoughts. Surak wishes to deal with peace. Starsky embraces emotion. Their philosophies divide the Vulcans. He takes the declared on their journey.
They take Sharian's swords, the sword in the empty chair, a reminder of the missing link.
The universe is more concerned with means than ends. Has to be clean to be a prophet.
The sundered depart in great ships.
A long journey to find a new home. The Ryhan, known to us as
the Romulans.
I saw your thoughts, the transmission you carry. You believe the Romulans sent it.
But it's written in old High Vulcan, a forgotten tongue.
Not entirely forgotten. Perhaps this simple hermit can assist you once again.
When he reached Shikar, an away team from the Odyssey arrived to rescue Admiral Lewis.
Live long and prosper. Four years ago, the Hobus star exploded. It was a supernova like none other. It permeated subspace and spread out far wider than your typical shockwave, destroying the planets Romulus and Remus in the process.
The Romulan homeworld?
Yes, the seat of government for the Empire.
I believe that as commanders of Unity Starbase that you all could have helped with the evacuation.
Unfortunately, we were busy fighting the Borg in the Doomsday battle on planet Kresgon at the same time it happened. There wasn't anything we could do.
It was the same as if Earth was to blow up. Without the home, the Romulans fractured as a society. The survivors are spread across what remains of the Empire.
That's what Valdrin told us back at that maze of munitions.
Except that the Romulans didn't come from Romulus. They're Vulcan exiles from a few thousand years ago.
So they're the same species?
Vulcan and Romulan DNA is almost identical.
Huh, must have been some disagreement.
The Chief and I have finished our investigation into the shuttle crash.
What have you found?
Well, there wasn't much debris left, but the descent thrusters had traces of trilithium resin around the blast point.
Trilithium can be used in explosive devices.
Romulan explosives, specifically, used by the intelligence services.
But why would the Romulans bomb the shuttle? I mean, what did they gain?
This is Jatan, leader of the Vox Ryhan, a Romulan underground movement.
Underground? What, like trains?
No, rebels! I've heard of the Vox on my travels. Jatan protests the current empty crown political party and feels they need closer ties with their Vulcan cousins.
Now that the Romulan Empire have declared him and his followers outcasts, the Federation need us to find him.
Jatan sent a distress call, and he could be a valuable defector.
These coordinates are in the transmission, and evacuating the Vox Ryhan might improve relations with the Romulans and get us to the bottom of the shuttle crash.
How many refugees could we fit on this ship?
In our current condition, I'd say about 9 to 10,000 maybe.
4 times that if we include the flotilla, but we'd be stuck with them for a while.
Sounds about right. Chov, liaise with Mitchell to convert all cargo areas and shuttle bays into emergency accommodation.
Yes, Captain. We can get the crew to share living quarters.
Dibs not having Puto.
I'll prepare sick bay for patients and check if we need to replicate our stocks of Romulan blood.
I will use my diplomatic contacts to aid in the evacuation and to gather information so we know exactly what is going on.
Set a course for the Devon system. We're crossing the neutral zone.
My cover story hadn't been compromised. I'd worked my way into a top-level briefing.
Well then, time to play the Kobayashi Maru.
Oh, I sucked at the no-win scenario.
Naturally. Perhaps you should have sought out cheat codes.
Something like that. Signal the rest of the flotilla to remain on this side of the neutral zone. Galactica can protect the civilian ships.
Yes, sir. Once we pass into the zone, Romulan vessels on the other side can legally fire on us.
If they're even out there.
Oh, they're out there. Since Hobus, the Romulans have guarded their borders with increasing paranoia. Colonel, how long from here to the Devon system?
12 hours at warp 8.
Well, I don't think any of us are going to be getting much sleep this evening. Maybe I've got time for supper. Then again, maybe not.
Report.
Sir, sensors are detecting a concentration of tachyons to port.
Distance.
Less than a light year, hard to pinpoint at warp. Possibly a sensor echo or tachyon eddy.
Or it could be a cloaked Romulan ship patrolling for trespassers.
The distortion is now moving towards us. It'll intercept in 30 seconds.
Alter course, 15 degrees starboard.
If we can reduce power to the non-essential systems, the Romulans may find it more difficult to detect us.
Okay, silent running. Divert power to engines and sensors only.
The distortion is passing us. I've lost sensor contact. Wait, correction. Distortion is now starboard. In a parallel heading?
Alter course, 20 degrees port. They're testing us.
No longer. A ship is decloaking directly ahead of us.
It's a Romulan warbird, the derelicts class.
Red alert! Shields up!
They are hailing us.
Answer them. How do you want to play this, Puto?
We need to be clever about this. Let's play dumb.
Alien vessel. I am Commander Vulcan of the Romulan warbird Decius. Respond.
Valdrak, this is Admiral Lewis of the Starship Odyssey. Remember me?
How could I ever forget my cunning opponent from the maze?
Not bitter, I hope.
Not at all, Admiral. We all have our duties. Friend or enemy, duty commands respect. But mine demands, I ask, what are you doing entering the neutral zone?
Scientific study, Commander. We're en route to charting the Cosima pulsar.
Indeed. I'm sure, of course, you don't plan on entering sovereign Romulan territory.
Nope.
Perhaps we could offer to escort your ship.
Your concern is appreciated, Commander Valdran, but quite unnecessary. We're easily able to defend ourselves.
Well, if you insist you will be safe, then I wish you an uneventful journey.
That was easier than I expected.
Too easy. I thought we'd be warping away from disruptor fire.
Take us towards the pulsar. When the Decius is out of range, resume course for the Devon system. Admiral's log, stardate 112391.9. After avoiding cloaked patrols, we have answered the call of a small Romulan convoy homeless in space, and are in the process of taking on its civilian refugees before continuing to Devon.
And the warm love of the prophets will be eclipsed by a furious pain of loss, soothed only by acceptance and trust.
Yes, right this way, please, thank you. We get cargo bay 7 open, please, to fit them all in. It's bloody refugees. Why is it always this ship that gets burdened with all those without a home?
Starfleet didn't take them in, who would? I mean, we don't have a home to go to either, do we, Mitchell?
How's your day been, Chov?
It's been busy, Admiral.
Same. In your professional opinion as our medical officer, how do I cope with a crisis of morality?
Lots of chocolate.
For too long, Romulans have remained silent, suppressed by the military, ignored by the nobles. No more. We are Vox Ryhan.
Commander Colophus, when we get to Devon, that bat'leth of yours might see some action.
You? Are you responsible for this?
What have I done now?
You want us to take Romulan Patak aboard our ship?
I need every ship in the flotilla to take on civilians, including your bird of prey.
The Romulans have no honour! They are blood enemies of the Empire!
They're homeless refugees, Colophus. We're trying to help them.
Not my problem, Admiral. Romulan treachery flows freer than their blood.
Yes. Because every Romulan, each man, woman and child is the enemy. All guilty because they're too afraid to stand up to a deceitful regime. Except one. Jatan and his Vox offer us peace. He asks for our help.
Our movement was founded by Spark of Vulcan.
So now we're faced with a choice. The Prime Directive, the number one rule of trekking across the stars. Don't interfere. If they're not hurting us, stay out of it. An order so black and white, we risk colouring it with discrimination. Colophus, there was a time my Federation and your Empire hated each other, held grudges, laughed at each other's misfortune. But then here we are. Allies. Friends. The universe isn't black and white.
Very well. I will comply with your orders, but my warriors will not be pleased by this.
Thank you, Commander.
Kapla!
He's right that we need to be careful. Romulans almost certainly bombed our shuttle. I'm glad Mel recovered. Didn't you used to live in the same village as her?
Yeah, she was part of my clan back on Kresgon.
She's brave. Mel wanted to come down to Vulcan, see a new world. Eleanor rubbed off on her.
Well, we don't actually know where she came from. She just appeared one day.
In the village? From another clan?
Yeah, not long after that Romulan ship visited us. Its captain was something called Valdran.
Energize.
Remember, we're just alien traders keeping our heads down. Nothing special.
I should take great offence to that.
Signal's coming from this way.
Admiral's log, supplemental. Upon arriving at the fifth planet in the Devon system, we've traced the signal the Vox Ryhan used in sending their distress call to Vulcan. Captain Puto, Ambassador Jimba and myself have been down to discreetly make contact with the Vox. Before the supernova fractured the Empire, Devon colony was a hub of Romulan industry and ship construction, but has since descended into a junkyard rife with destitute working-class citizens.
Look. Infinite diversity and infinite combinations. It's a Vulcan emblem.
Over there! Halt!
Koi Havran, stop travellers. Reveal your reason for entering our district.
My name is Smith. I'm a trader. I deal in Kivus and Trillium.
You are human, full of deception, and yet you knew the meaning of the edict.
But Kale, they could be scouts of the Empty Crown.
Jatan decides. You two, human and Raquel, march beneath my wing.
Can't I come too?
Greetings. Allow me a moment. My team has just completed their raid on the food storage facility.
Stealing from the rich to feed the poor. You're Jatan, leader of the Vox Ryhan.
Jolan true. The roads are not safe for aliens. Eyes of the Praetor are everywhere. You would be noticed.
So you dragged us in. I'm Admiral Lewis. This is Ambassador Jimba.
Starfleet and Vulcan did receive my transmission.
That is correct. However, I was not expecting the leader of an underground movement to be literally operating out of the basement.
This is the communications relay. Each day we broadcast word of our cause across the entire Empire.
You're bouncing the transmission across subspace proxy relays. Fascinating.
Yes, we cannot be traced or blocked. We are anonymous.
Except for you. Every cause needs a face, a man of the people.
How many soldiers are in your rebellion? What weapons and resources do you possess?
There are no soldiers.
I do not understand.
You're activists. The Vox are hackers and vigilante.
Communication is our weapon. Ideas cannot be destroyed by disruptors.
Why have you requested Federation aid? What are you planning?
An announcement that will instantly give us the legion we need to overthrow the empty crown.
It is an ambitious plan.
Jimba, he's talking about civil war. The implications of this.
It will prevent a civil war. You came here to help the Vox.
We're already bending the letter of our own laws by meeting with you. Your plan would cause considerable political instability.
Never mind politics. What about civilians? Jatan, we were under the impression you would ask for political asylum.
No, I'm not a defector who will betray his empire. I do not want to be exiled like every other Romulan idealist.
Why are the Romulans such a paranoid people?
It's easy to know who your enemy is. Race defines it. Human against Klingon, Cardassian against Bajoran. But ever since our ancestors left Vulcan, it's been different for all of us. All that we know is betrayal and double-crossing.
Years ago it was the same on Earth. Countries mistrusted each other because of sociological differences. There were witch hunts, cold wars.
Romulus is gone. Citizens must reject the culture of secrecy and deception that has defined them for centuries.
That weapon you're holding looks like a Western gun from old Earth.
A Derringer, an antique my grandparents captured from a pilot in the Earth War 200 years ago.
Maybe one day it'll be possible for you to return it.
Prove you do not answer to the Praetor.
Attention, citizens of Devon. Vox Ryhan traitors have been uncovered on this colony. You will all surrender for interrogation.
Louis Taputo, you still about?
I am here. Commander Valdron's warbird has arrived on the scene.
He must have followed your vessel. You've conspired with the empty crown to expose us. Silence us.
That's not true. We can save the Vox. We can beam up your people. Go grab your equipment.
No, not until I've made my announcement. The future of my people are at stake.
I'm going to get back to the ship and start evacuating the colonists.
Understood. If you want to change the world, you have to take the first step. Trust us.
The communication relay transmitter will need to be calibrated.
I've got it. Jimba, stay with Jatan. You guys get the message out. Today, the Vox Ryhan step out of the shadows.
I have time for that.
Admiral, over here. Captain Pluto said you might need some backup. Got a bit too old for this, Admiral.
Watch your mouth, Chief. They look like the same drones from the maze of munitions. Those things can cloak, don't forget.
Yes, I do remember always getting killed by them, Admiral.
I need to get to the top of that transmitter. Cover me. Good luck.
Citizens of the Romulan Star Empire, Joel and True, I am Jatan. Today, the Vox Ryhan need no longer conceal itself. I do not fear the empty crown, the Tal Shiar, or any tools of a praetor.
What are you doing down here? It's not safe. Communication encryption key. This is exactly what we need. If I can calibrate the relay tower with this, Jatan will transmit to every screen radio in the entire Empire. How did you... I've got to go do this. Thank you, Melichov.
The way I see it, we have two options. We survive, ruled by our loss, ruled by pride, ruled by circumstance. Or we can live, subvert circumstance like true Romulans and command our own legacy. Make a new home, a new Romulus. I have found us that home.
Going to Odyssey. Tanya, we need the evac. Beam us up.
Odyssey to Lewis. The Romulans that want to leave are all aboard. We're running out of time for you to transmit the Vox message.
Almost there, Pluto. Have I ever mentioned I'm not great with heights?
The planet Dewa 3. Perfect for colonization. It's a clean beginning. Bring your families, bring your ships and your talents to make Morrihan a reality.
It's transmitting.
It's the first day of the second Exodus, and you should go.
Not only did you fail your final duty, but you revealed state secrets to aliens.
I told the Federation nothing. My guilt is in revealing secrets to our own citizens.
Jatan is dangerous. A small man commanding the loyalty of a smaller underground. Centurions, secure her.
Jatan is hope to a great many Ryhanzu. I'm unarmed. I'm not a threat. I come in peace. Always wanted to say that.
Senators, this is Admiral Lewis.
Hello.
Disconnect the recording, please, now.
Oh, don't feel like broadcasting this encounter to citizens anymore. Not very democratic.
You forfeit your freedom coming here, Admiral, no matter the words you speak.
Oh, we'll see. Words win wars.
You knew about me? About the bug I placed in you?
Hearing the future Jatan described made you reconsider your loyalties, didn't it? You were different from the rest of the Plasgonians. Unusual red hair pigmentation, and Chov said you weren't originally from her clan, but came not longer after the Romulan first contact. Then Ston remarked that you reacted to his cure quickly for an alien. Vulcans are biologically similar to your species. Simple logic.
She was a deep cover agent on planet Kresgon. Her infiltration of your ship was a great advantage. Yet she failed to destroy the message in the crash.
Yes, and you were the last clue, Valdran. I remember what you told me, how Romulans subvert circumstance. When you saw your former associate on my bridge, you backed out. You thought we could lead you to the underground.
How perceptive.
Milana, there's a place for you in the Republic. Jatan needs citizens that think for themselves.
But why would they do that for me?
Because your heart doesn't cower in blind obedience and fear.
This is outrageous. I cannot tolerate the Vox Ryhan cession from the Empire. It will be war.
They know. If only there was a cloaked Romulan ship outside I could escape on. Oh wait! Jatan, take us to New Romulus.
This isn't your ship, is it, Admiral?
It's some when else.
We're in the 23rd century. My favourite part of history. LLP.
Admiral, this is Commander Louise Carter of the USS Wanderer. Hope it's not a problem that I brought her along with me.
No, everyone from the flotilla is invited. Nice to meet you.
Just get you a drink, Louise.
Carter to Wanderer.
Go ahead, Commander. Is something wrong?
There's someone aboard the Odyssey who looks a lot like you. Green jacket and all.